Lot, a figure from the book of Genesis, lives on as one of its most compelling and enigmatic characters. His life, laden with choices, consequences, and divine interventions, offers a rich tapestry for exploring themes of faith, morality, and redemption. Lot's story begins as a mere branch in the larger narrative of Abraham, his uncle, but soon weaves into a powerful account of human frailty and divine sovereignty. Lot's journey through biblical lands is marked by pivotal decisions that not only shape his destiny, but also set the stage for profound moral lessons. Lot's tale is particularly resonant because it encapsulates the struggle of an everyman torn between worldly desires and divine commands. His experiences serve as a guide on how to navigate the moral landscapes of our lives, highlighting the importance of choices and the consequences they usher. By dissecting key moments and their underlying messages, we invite readers to reflect on their own life choices and the moral and spiritual dimensions they entail. When Lot was given the choice by Abraham to select his portion of land, he faced a decision that would define the course of his life. Opting for the fertile plains of Jordan near the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah, Lot chose apparent prosperity over humble beginnings. This choice, laden with future consequences, is emblematic of human desires steering decisions, often with scant regard for moral considerations. Lot's preference for Sodom, despite its notorious moral decadence, illustrates the often blinding allure of material wealth and comfort. However, it also sets the stage for divine intervention, demonstrating that material abundance does not necessarily equate to spiritual or moral wealth. Lot's initial choice is a powerful reminder of the ripple effects one decision can have across a lifetime. The cities of Sodom and Gomorrah are central to understanding the moral landscape of Lot's story. These cities, notorious for their wickedness and sin, serve as a stark backdrop against which the themes of divine judgment and morality are vividly painted. The biblical account of their destruction by sulfur and fire is not just a historical recount, but a profound moral lesson on the consequences of collective human behavior. In these cities, the degradation of moral values reached its zenith, prompting divine intervention. The destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah illustrates the severe consequences of unchecked moral corruption and the importance of living righteously under divine law. Lot's presence in these cities poses the question of moral complicity and the influence of one's surroundings on personal ethics. The fall of Sodom and Gomorrah is a reminder of the fragility of civilizations that are built on corrupt foundations. It admonishes the modern reader to consider how our societies and we, as individuals, might be echoing the errors of these ancient cities. When divine messengers visited Sodom to warn Lot of the impending doom, this episode marked a critical test of his faith and obedience. The angel's warning was clear: escape and do not look back. Lot's hesitance to leave Sodom initially underscores a common human predicament: the difficulty of detaching from familiar yet detrimental surroundings. His eventual decision to heed the angel's advice, however, illustrates the triumph of faith over fear, a central theme in many biblical narratives. Furthermore, the angel's intervention highlights the theme of divine mercy and guidance. Despite Lot's flawed nature and questionable choices, divine grace was still extended to him, offering a path to salvation. The warning and the subsequent escape also serve as a powerful allegory for spiritual awakening and the urgent need to forsake sin. This narrative segment is not just about ancient events. It is a timeless call to evaluate our life directions and make necessary corrections in the pursuit of spiritual and moral integrity. The escape from Sodom is a dramatic and tension-filled episode in Lot's story, charged with urgency and fear. As Lot, his wife, and his daughters fled the city, they were literally running for their lives, away from divine wrath and towards a chance at redemption. This flight is not just a physical escape, but also a spiritual journey, from the depths of moral compromise to the possibility of a new beginning. Lot's wife's failure to adhere to this command, resulting in her transformation into a pillar of salt, stands as a stark reminder of the dangers of clinging to past sins or a corrupt life. It teaches the reader about the necessity of urgent and sometimes uncomfortable decisions for the sake of spiritual survival. The escape also highlights the themes of protection and providence, demonstrating that while the path to redemption might be fraught with challenges, divine assistance is present for those who choose righteousness. The escape from Sodom thus becomes a metaphor for personal moral reckoning and the sometimes painful journey towards a better, more righteous life. Lot's wife turning into a pillar of salt is one of the most enduring images from the story of Sodom and Gomorrah. This transformation is loaded with symbolism and serves as a poignant reminder of the consequences of disobedience and the danger of nostalgia for a sinful past. Her act of looking back, despite explicit divine instructions to the contrary, symbolizes the human tendency to resist change and cling to familiar, albeit destructive, patterns. Lot's wife's inability to detach from her old life, even in the face of divine rescue, offers a stark lesson in the importance of prioritizing spiritual growth over past attachments. This story element urges the reader to consider what aspects of their past might be holding them back from spiritual and moral progression. Her hesitation and resultant fate underscore the need for full compliance with divine guidance, highlighting the sometimes harsh consequences of partial obedience. This lesson is vital for anyone on a path of spiritual and moral renewal, making the story of Lot's wife not just a historical recount, but a timeless metaphor for human spiritual struggle. After escaping the destruction of Sodom, Lot and his daughters found refuge in a cave. This setting, isolated and confining, becomes the backdrop for one of the most morally complex episodes in the story. Here, Lot's daughters, believing themselves to be the last humans on Earth, decide to seduce their father to preserve their lineage. This part of the narrative plunges into deep moral ambiguity, reflecting the complexities of human survival instincts and ethical boundaries. The actions of Lot's daughters can be seen as a drastic response to an extreme situation, highlighting the blurred lines between right and wrong when survival is at stake. This segment of the story invites a nuanced consideration of ethical dilemmas and the factors that influence our moral decisions. Furthermore, the events in the cave expose the unintended consequences of earlier choices. Lot's initial decision to reside in Sodom indirectly leads to this morally fraught situation. It prompts a reflection on the long-term consequences of our decisions, especially those made in moments of crisis or moral uncertainty. This part of the story, therefore, does not just recount events, but opens a space for deep ethical and philosophical discussions, making it a crucial part of the moral explorations in Lot's life. The legacy of Lot extends beyond his immediate life events to the broader biblical narrative and the historical implications of his lineage. His daughter's decision to ensure their progeny led to the birth of the Moabites and Ammonites, tribes that would later play significant roles in the biblical histories of Israel and its neighboring nations. This aspect of Lot's story highlights the interconnectedness of individual stories and broader historical currents. The emergence of these tribes from the actions in the cave illustrates how personal decisions can ripple out to influence historical landscapes. The Moabites and Ammonites had complex relationships with the Israelites, marked by both conflict and cooperation. This dynamic adds a layer of historical consequence to Lot's story, showing how personal narratives are woven into the fabric of national and cultural identities. This exploration is not only about ancient history, it resonates with contemporary discussions about identity, heritage, and the forces that mold them. The story of Lot, rich with themes of morality, faith, and redemption, holds valuable lessons for the modern world. In an era where ethical dilemmas and moral ambiguity often dominate public discourse, Lot's narrative offers a timeless framework for understanding and navigating these challenges. By reflecting on his story, we can glean insights into making ethical choices, the importance of obedience to moral laws, and the consequences of our actions. In contemporary settings, the choices we face might not be as dramatic as those faced by Lot, but they are no less significant in shaping our moral and spiritual trajectories. The story encourages a thoughtful examination of our daily decisions and the paths they set us on. It reminds us of the importance of aligning our actions with our values and the potential consequences when we fail to do so. Lot's story, therefore, is not just historical or religious, it is deeply personal, offering a blueprint for personal growth and moral clarity in our complex world. Here are some interesting facts about Lot's story and its impact on various cultures and religions. Did you know that Lot is considered a prophet in Islam? His story is also referenced in the Quran. Additionally, the Dead Sea, near where Lot's wife turned into a pillar of salt, is one of the saltiest bodies of water in the world. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to the Closer to God channel for more insightful content. The story of Lot, as narrated in the Bible, transcends its ancient origins to deliver messages that are profoundly relevant to our modern lives. Through his experiences, we learn about the complexities of human choices, the importance of moral courage, and the transformative power of redemption. Each phase of his story, from his choice to dwell in Sodom to his dramatic escape and the complex legacy he left behind, offers unique insights into the human condition. Lot's life serves as a cautionary tale about the consequences of our choices and the importance of adhering to divine and moral laws. It challenges us to reflect on our own life choices and to consider how our actions resonate beyond our immediate circumstances. His story is a call to moral vigilance and a reminder that redemption is possible, even in the face of grave errors. By engaging with his story, we equip ourselves with the tools to make better choices, to influence our communities positively, and to leave behind legacies that reflect our deepest values and highest aspirations.